Hey guys, how's it going? I want to show you here in this video 3 color combinations that you can choose to paint the facade of your house and also the wall of your house. I picked out for you 3 shades in beige, shades of gray, and also shades of brown. So you can choose one of them and have success painting the facade of your house and also your wall. And before we get started, guys, I just ask you one thing: subscribe to our channel, okay? If you're not subscribed yet, if you're watching this content here for the first time, alright? Like this video, leave your like to help me boost this content, and I want to hear your opinion. Leave a comment for me here. Would you paint the front of your house or your wall with one of these 3 combinations that we're going to see here now? Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Edipo, an architect, and at your request, right? I get a lot of comments here. Edipo, give us some tips about colors for the front of our house, colors that are trending for next year, colors that are popular right now, right? Especially, Edipo Kleber, discuss the wall too, not just the facade, which is important. The wall will clearly be part of our facade decoration and painting. So I picked out 3 shades here, 3 combinations that you will definitely choose one of to paint your house. Guys, let's talk first about the shades of beige, okay? This facade we're looking at here is from a single-story house where we have a main color. We also have the white color of the ceilings, okay? And a darker color in the background. And notice that we have a wall back there, and we have a combination of all the colors in shades of beige. So here's my first tip, and we're going to analyze it, okay? I'm going to tell you the names of the colors, and we're going to look at this image here with the name of the colors for each part that's painted there, okay? Which in my opinion works really well for you to paint the facade of your house. So for those of you who like beige tones, especially light beige tones, this is our first option. It's really beautiful. Notice that on this facade we have a fascia right in the front with the color Noble Ivory, okay? It's a beige shade between medium and light, which I think is really cool and beautiful. We have a dark beige back there, on that back wall of the garage, okay? Which is also from medium to dark, where those wall sconces are lighting up. And we can also have, guys, and here's my suggestion, my tip for you, cognac brown, for you to maybe paint the wall of your facade. So check this out. 3 combinations, 3 shades of beige here for you to paint your house's facade. You might be thinking, Edipo, all beige? Yes. But we have some elements here that are part of this painting and really make it stand out. For example, you're not going to paint the ceiling of this facade where you have the garage beige. Obviously, for those of you who follow me here, you know that I always recommend white ceilings, okay? Unless it's a specific project where we choose to paint in the same wall color. But I will always recommend white for the ceiling of this facade and internally as well. So we have white as part of this composition, which is a universal color, we could say. We have the wood tone there on the door, which also highlights an element of the decoration of this facade. It's not just beige, no, we have, besides white, the wood tone, which is part of this composition in a really nice way. And also the green from the garden vegetation. Look how nice it looks. You have a facade in a beige tone with a lighter beige, a medium beige, and a darker beige. We have the wood tone, which looks really nice, the white from the ceiling, and the green from the garden vegetation. So the first combination here in beige tones. Write these 3 colors I mentioned in your notebook. Noble Ivory to have that main highlight on the facade of your house. It's a very light shade, okay guys, in these beige tones that we're seeing here. So it could be the color you'll use on most of this facade, okay? A dark beige, and then you'll choose details for this facade. You know that strip around the door? Just one wall to highlight your facade. Edipo, what about my wall? My suggestion here, my tip for you is cognac brown, and you'll get a really nice result. Making this combination here, which we used as an example on the facade of this house, our second option here, right, of color combinations for you to paint the facade of your house is in the gray tones palette. If you've been following me here for a long time, you know that I'm a fan of gray tones and that it looks really cool for you to paint the facade of your house. I also get a lot of comments here. Edipo, I really like gray tones, but I'd like to hear from you the names of the colors so we can match them. For painting our house facade and wall, Edipo Kleber, should the wall be a darker or lighter shade of gray? Okay. We're about to analyze this residence project and its facade. And suddenly, it could be a perfect combination for you to paint your house. Look how cool this is, guys, what we have here on this facade. We have an elephant gray color up there, right? On our facade is fascia. It's a single-story house, right? So we have the elephant gray there, giving a nice highlight. We have the chromium gray, which is a medium gray tone. The elephant gray is a darker shade of gray, okay? From medium to dark. Chromium, on the other hand, goes from medium to light. So you see, we have two front panels, one painted with elephant gray and the other painted with chromium gray. And at the back of the garage, on that wall where those sconces are, we have calopsita, which is a very light gray, really light, but it's very beautiful and widely used in our projects. So for you who like shades of gray to paint your house, if you're seeking ideas, tips, and color combinations to paint your house's facade or wall, here is my second option for color combinations that you can use to paint the facade of your house. We have elephant gray, a medium to dark shade of gray to highlight a taller fascia. If you have a project similar to this one, or maybe you have a vertical wall that goes much higher than most of your facade, select elephant gray here, a beautiful medium to dark gray color. We have chromium gray, which also makes up a large part of our facade. It's a predominant color, which you can use, for example, to paint 60 to 70% of your facade, okay? And use elephant to do the details. Check out this combo. Use chromium for 60-70% of your facade and elephant for 15 to 30% of the details. And to finish the composition of your facade, calopsita. If you have a garage like this, if you have that entryway in your single-story house, look at calopsita here, making a really cool decoration, especially for the garage. Then you must be asking yourself, okay, Edipo, great, is this combination of yours, this set of colors, perfect? Now tell me about the wall. We also need to know about the wall of our house. So I want to give you two options, not just one. As I said in the first color combination here in beige tones, in this palette here in gray tones, I would go with two color combinations. We've already chosen our facade, elephant gray, chromium gray, and calopsita. All right, okay, let's move on to the wall now. What should I do, Edipo? I have the option. If you're not really into a light shade of gray, you can choose the same elefante to paint your wall so you don't end up mixing too many shades of gray. I think 3 shades here are just right, 3 colors here are just right. Or you can also choose chromio, okay? Why do I say that? Edipo, but wouldn't calopsita look good? It does too, but it's a very light color, and for a wall, for an outdoor area, it might get dirty faster, stain faster than a chromio or an elefante. Okay, so my suggestion for you to paint your house wall within the gray palette, choose a chromio or an elefante. I'm sure you'll like it if you follow this idea, this way of combining shades of gray. Unless suddenly you have a project going on where the shades of gray on your facade are very dark. Then it's good for you to choose a light shade of gray to paint that wall of your house, that wall of yours, okay? Actually, to paint the wall of your house, if you have a darker facade, choose a lighter shade of gray to paint the wall. If you don't have it, if you have this nice combination here that we saw in shades of gray, go for elefante or even chromio as well, which I'm sure you're really going to like. And now we're getting into the brown color palette, okay? We talked about beige tones, gray tones, and now brown tones, which I also think are really cool. It's really nice to paint a facade with brown tones. Well, guys, this facade we just saw here in brown tones really brings a contemporary design, right? It really reminds you of that modern house with modern colors. And for those of you who like brown tones, here's a perfect combination, which we're going to analyze now, which we're going to look at now, for you to paint the facade of your house. Let's go. What do we have here on the facade of this residence? Up there we have a fascia board, okay? Which, by the way, even has a shiny texture, but in the color Chalet in the Field. It's a medium to dark brown shade. In the middle, we have Marron Bonbon. Look how cool this color is too, for you to paint your house's facade, okay? The two complement each other and go together. Then you have a third color, Broto de Feijão, which is a lighter shade of brown, which can be the main color of your facade. And it can also be a secondary color, the color that will cover about 50% of your facade. So for you who didn't like beige tones, for you who didn't like gray tones, but you like brown tones, here's a perfect combination for painting your house's exterior. In my opinion, if you choose this range of colors here, these tones, you'll have success with painting your house. We have Chalet in the Field for that little trim up there, and we have Brown Bonbon to also be part of the composition of our facade up there on the upper part. And we have Bean Sprout, which in this project, besides making up about 30 to 40% of the facade here, is also the color chosen to paint the wall of this residence here. And for you who have doubts, for example, right, we choose a palette of brown tones to paint the facade of our house. Then comes the question about doors, windows, and so on. This color palette here, it goes well with black aluminum, okay? If you have a door or window in black aluminum or even that dark brown, it matches too. It looks great. The wood tones match, so don't worry, they go together. Here on the second floor, we have a wooden ceiling in this project, which is really nice and looks beautiful too, okay? So here we have a combination in shades of brown in the brown color palette, perfect for those of you who like it, okay? And the last tip in this palette here is the wall, okay? In this case, we used Broto de Feijão to paint this wall. However, notice that we also have a garden here. We have green as part of the facade of this residence, this house, which also matches. I always tell you guys here on the channel, when we talk about colors, the ceiling is always white, and the green of nature, the green of the garden's vegetation, is also universal. These are the two colors that will always match any color combination you choose to paint your house's facade. And don't forget, okay everyone, I always say this here on the channel when we bring content about colors. Never buy the full amount of paint, the cans, of the colors you've chosen to paint your house right away. Don't do that, test it first. All paint manufacturers have those testers, those little sample pots. With the colors we just saw here in this video. All these colors we just saw now, all of them are available as testers from the manufacturers. So you can buy them cheap, guys, 20, 30 Rs for each little pot. You won't even spend 100 Rs to buy 3 colors, for example. Next, go there and test by painting a square and a few spots. And see if the colors we saw, for example, here in this video pleased you. Do a test. I liked it. These colors look great, but cockatiel gray seems too light. It'll make my wall dirty too easily. No problem. Go for a second color. That's why the test is important, okay? So you can do it before choosing and buying the right amount of paint to paint the facade of your house. So here it is. 3 perfect color combinations as you requested to paint the facade of your house, okay? Both the facade and the wall of your house, okay? You guys ask me about this all the time here. I have many videos on the channel about exterior painting and facades, but this one focuses on color combinations. Okay, Edipo, cool, I like this color. In other videos, we discussed painting the facade with 1 or even 2 colors. But this video is interesting, it's cool, because it has 3 colors and perfect combinations for you to paint the facade of your house. In shades of beige, shades of gray, and shades of brown, so you can succeed in painting your house. And I hope this content here helps you choose what your next color combination will be, what the next color will be for you to paint the facade of your house. And if you liked it and you're not subscribed yet and you've made it this far with me in this content, subscribe to the channel, like it, leave your like on this video too, and comment here to let me know your opinion. Which of these combinations here would you paint on your house? Which one would you choose? If you say, I liked all 3 or I didn't like any, I want your opinion, leave your comment below. All right, see you in the next video.